Wolverine was gone, not dead, not missing, but erased. No blood, no battle, just silence where a storm once stood. The X-Men searched. The Avengers denied. Superman stared at the Phantom Zone gate and said nothing. Inside, Wolverine screamed, alone, angry, and betrayed. He wasn't sent there by a villain. This exile was personal, and the one who did it wore a hero's face. Wolverine was always the first into a fight, and the last to retreat. That's what made this different. This time, he didn't fall. He vanished. It started during a covert strike deep in the Andes. A hidden Skrull base had gone dark, and a hybrid team of X-Men and Avengers had been sent to investigate. Wolverine, Captain Marvel, Cyclops, and Black Widow dropped in through a torn section of the mountain, ready for anything. But not for this. The Skrulls weren't just dead, they were disintegrated, their bodies scorched by something unnatural. No signs of struggle, no weapons, just dust and claw marks, Logan's claw marks, embedded in the walls, ripped deep into alien steel. Wolverine was already here? Black Widow asked, puzzled. Cyclops shook his head. No, he came in with us. But Logan was gone. The team split up, calling his name, scanning the area. No heat signatures. No teleport signatures. Just static. Carol tried a bioscan. Nothing. Like he's been deleted. Cyclops clenched his fists. He wouldn't leave mid-fight. Something's wrong. Wrong didn't even cover it. Back at the Xavier Institute, Cerebro failed to locate him. Even Jean Grey couldn't feel his mind, not a flicker. Logan's presence, normally unshakable, was absent. Like he'd been yanked out of existence by something stronger than time. Within hours, rumors were everywhere. Was it a new enemy? Did Wolverine go rogue again? Did he finally lose control and disappear into hiding? But others knew better. Storm contacted the Justice League. Superman was the first to answer. "We're aware of the situation," he said, his voice cold. "You what?" Storm snapped. "What do you mean, aware?" Superman didn't flinch. "Logan is not missing. He's contained." Those two words froze the room. Beast leaned forward. "Contained where exactly?" Superman looked away for half a second. Just half, but it was enough. Silence filled the space between them like an explosion. He didn't answer. Instead, he ended the transmission. Storm was already moving. "We need access to the Phantom Zone." The Phantom Zone, Krypton's eternal prison. A void outside space and time. No trial, no appeal, no way out. Only Kryptonian tech could send someone there. And only one person had access to that tech on Earth. The next day, the X-Men arrived at the Fortress of Solitude. It didn't feel like a visit. It felt like an intervention. Superman greeted them, arms crossed, flanked by Wonder Woman and Martian Manhunter. Jean Grey didn't waste time. "Is he in the zone?" Superman didn't answer. But Wonder Woman's eyes gave it away. "Clark," Jean's voice cracked. "Why?" Superman finally spoke. He was losing control. Again. This time, it was different. "You unilaterally exiled him," Beast said, voice rising. "You sentenced a mutant to dimensional imprisonment without consent, counsel, or cause." Superman's voice was calm, but firm. "He attacked a covert village in Latveria. The people there were civilians. He was tricked. Yes, but he still nearly killed a child. I saw what was coming. I made the choice before anyone else had to." "You made the choice?" Jean whispered. "You played God." Superman's eyes narrowed. "I prevented massacre." Jean's fists tightened at her sides. "You condemned a friend." But Clark didn't budge. "I gave him peace. In there, time doesn't move. He's not suffering." "He's screaming," Jean said, and her voice echoed like thunder in the crystal chamber. "I heard him." Elsewhere, far beyond the fortress, inside the Phantom Zone itself, Wolverine was awake. At first, he thought he was in a Weapon X hallucination, all shadows and echoing voices. But then he realized he wasn't healing. Not physically, not mentally. He was suspended in nothingness, and the only thing keeping him sane was rage. He replayed the last thing he saw, Superman's eyes. Cold, determined, and then white light. "I trusted you," Logan growled into the void, claws grinding against invisible walls. He didn't even look me in the eye. Every second he spent in the Phantom Zone, he felt less like a man and more like a weapon again. A weapon someone chose to lock away. And the worst part? Logan still didn't know why. Back on Earth, Cyclops called a meeting. The Avengers, the X-Men, the League, all of them. None of us agreed to this, he said. And if Superman can imprison one of us without trial, what stops him from doing it again? Iron Man frowned. Hold on. Are you saying we stage a rescue? Not a rescue, Jean said. An extraction. We bring him back. And we demand answers. Wonder Woman interrupted. Do not make an enemy of Superman. You don't know what you're risking. But Storm was done playing politics. Then let him try and stop us. Behind closed doors, Bruce Wayne spoke to Superman. You overstepped. I did what had to be done. You're not Krypton's executioner anymore. Superman stared out over the Arctic sky. No, I'm something worse. I'm the one who knew the monster was still inside him and did nothing. Bruce shook his head. You just made a martyr out of the most dangerous man alive. And deep inside the Phantom Zone, Wolverine stopped pacing. He felt it, a flicker, a telepathic pulse. Jean. A voice echoed back. Hold on, Logan. We're coming. His eyes narrowed, his claws unsheathed. His voice dropped to a whisper. Good, 'cause I got some questions. Jean Grey couldn't sleep, not because she was afraid, but because she could still hear him. Wolverine's mind, trapped in the Phantom Zone, was like a storm barely contained behind a wall of steel. It wasn't a scream. It was a low, steady growl of betrayal, of pain, of promises broken. The telepathic connection had only lasted seconds, but it was enough to make her blood run cold. Beast and Batman were already deep into the scans, working side by side in a hidden lab beneath Krakoa. A Kryptonian exile zone wasn't something either of them specialized in, but they weren't the kind of men to let that stop them. The zone's structure is shifting, Beast muttered, like it's responding to Logan's presence. Batman stared at the Kryptonian schematic, or resisting it. Wolverine's mind doesn't bend easily, even to space-time. Meanwhile, Black Panther and Shuri were rerouting Stark's satellites to triangulate the energy signature Jean felt during her mental link. They found it. A ripple, barely a tremor, but unmistakable. Logan was alive, and the zone was weakening. That was all the X-Men needed. Storm, Nightcrawler, Cyclops, and Jean gathered in the war room. A plan was already forming. They were going to breach the Phantom Zone. But first, they needed confirmation. Who had put him there? Because Superman wouldn't confess. Not yet. And if it wasn't him, it meant someone else had access to Kryptonian tech. Someone who wanted Wolverine erased, and was willing to use Clark's legacy to do it. Tony Stark ran diagnostics on his armor and didn't like what he found. Phantom energy residue in his suit from the Latveria mission 3 weeks ago. The same mission Superman claimed Wolverine lost control during. That didn't line up. Stark replayed the logs. Wolverine was stable. Brutal, yes. But not feral. No civilian deaths. No mistakes. In fact, Logan had saved a boy caught in a burning lab. Tony frowned. Clark lied. He sent the footage to Batman, who watched it in silence. Then deleted it. Not because it wasn't true, but because it was. Back in the Fortress of Solitude, Superman stared at the Phantom Zone gate. His hands shook, but not from fear, from guilt. He remembered everything. Logan had come to him in secret, days before the Latverian strike, asking for help. I'm losing grip, Logan had said. Every day, it's harder to come back after I pop the claws. Clark had offered solutions. Meditation, psychic shielding, tech suppression. But Wolverine said no. I want you to stop me. If I ever go full animal again, I want you to be the one who ends it. Clark had nodded. And when the Latveria mission came in, he made a decision. A preemptive strike. He activated the Kryptonian failsafe, disguised in a comlink patch Logan wore. One command, and Logan was gone. Clark told himself it was mercy. It didn't feel like mercy anymore. It felt like betrayal. And someone knew, because someone was leaking Kryptonian secrets. In Wakanda, Shuri called a private meeting with Jean and Black Panther. "There's another player involved," she said, placing a hologram on the table. It flickered into life, showing Zod's crest. "The Phantom Zone's original key holder. He left something behind," Shuri continued. "A hidden protocol. It's not just a prison, it's a lab. Someone's been using it to study those inside." Jean's voice dropped. "You mean Logan's being experimented on?" Shuri nodded. "More than that. His mind is being recorded, cloned, tested." Jean felt a wave of nausea. He trusted Superman, and they used him like a weapon. At the edge of the multiverse, Dr. Strange meditated in silence until the sky split open. "Finally," he said, opening his eyes. A cloaked figure stepped through, eyes glowing red. It wasn't Superman. It was Ultraman, Clark's evil multiversal double. Strange rose to his feet. "You've been quiet too long. What do you want?" Ultraman grinned. "I didn't trap Wolverine, but I know who did." Strange narrowed his eyes. "Tell me." Ultraman leaned forward. "Who else fears Logan more than anyone? Who else hates what he is?" Strange didn't speak. He didn't have to. Jean Grey. But not this Jean. The Dark Phoenix. Meanwhile, Jean stood alone outside Cerebro. Her mind drifted, until a voice called out. Logan's voice. Inside her mind. "I remember now," he whispered. Jean gasped. "What do you remember?" "I was set up. Someone triggered my rage. Made me see things that weren't there. A little boy, he wasn't real. None of it was." Jean's heart dropped. Logan, who did it? The answer came like a knife. Someone in red. Back at the Xavier war room, all the threads started to connect. Logan wasn't out of control. He was made to appear out of control. A psychic illusion planted during the Latveria mission. One strong enough to fool even him. Only a telepath could do that. Only someone who knew Logan. Jean's hands trembled. "I didn't do this." But Beast looked up slowly. "No, but someone like you did." At that moment, across the stars, a rogue Shi'ar vessel came online. Inside, a containment unit, and a single word etched in blood on the wall beside it. Weapon Omega, Wolverine's new designation. And outside the chamber, a woman in fire. Hair like flames, eyes like burning stars. A different Jean Grey, the Phoenix, watching Logan's essence spiral in containment and smiling. "Almost ready," she whispered. "Soon, he'll remember everything." Back on Earth, Cyclops gave the order. "Prep the breach." Storm raised her eyes. "If we go in, we may not come back." "We owe him that chance," Cyclops said. "We let Clark do this. Now we undo it." Jean nodded. "This ends with the truth." And somewhere in the Phantom Zone, Wolverine opened his eyes again. This time, they were glowing. Not red, not gold. Something new. Something no one was ready for. The truth didn't arrive gently. It crashed in like a memory Logan had been trying to kill for years. Inside the Phantom Zone, time fractured. Not slowed. Not frozen. Broken. Wolverine stood in a place that wasn't empty anymore. The darkness peeled back, replaced by fragments of his past, missions, faces, screams, stitched together into something cruelly precise. This wasn't a prison anymore. It was a mirror. He saw Latveria again. The burning lab, the alarms, the terrified child standing in the smoke. But this time, Logan noticed something he hadn't before. The boy didn't cast a shadow. Logan's breath caught. The memory rewound on its own. He watched himself charge forward, claws out, heart racing, senses screaming danger. He watched his rage spike unnaturally fast, too fast. No warning, no choice. Someone had pushed him. "You see it now," a voice echoed through the zone. Logan spun, claws ready, but there was no body, just fire drifting through the void. "Who are you?" he growled. The fire took shape, not solid, not whole, but unmistakable. Red hair, burning eyes, Phoenix. Not his Jean, not the woman who loved him. Something older, sharper, hungry. You were never out of control, Phoenix said calmly. You were guided. Logan snarled. Get out of my head. This isn't your head, she replied. It's your truth. The Phantom Zone pulsed. The walls bent inward, projecting hidden layers beneath the memory. Psychic fingerprints. Manipulation so subtle it bypassed even Logan's instincts. You planted the vision, Logan said, realization hitting like a bullet. The kid. The fire. You made me see what wasn't there. Phoenix smiled. I reminded you who you are. Logan lunged, but the zone swallowed the movement. His claws cut through light, through memory, through nothing. You wanted Superman to act, Logan said slowly. You wanted him to make the call. Yes, Phoenix answered. Because fear makes heroes predictable. Back on Earth, everything unraveled at once. Jean Grey collapsed to her knees as the psychic backlash hit her like a tidal wave. Beast barely caught her before she hit the floor. She's inside the zone, Jean gasped. Not physically, but she's connected. Watching. Cyclops turned pale. The Phoenix. Jean nodded. Not me. A version of me that never learned restraint. Batman slammed his fist into the console. She manipulated Logan, framed him as unstable, and forced Superman's hand. And Superman never checked for psychic interference, Beast added grimly, because he trusted his instincts. Storm's voice was cold. So did Logan. Silence followed, because now the truth was clear. Superman didn't exile Wolverine because he lost control. He exiled him because he believed Logan asked him to. Clark stood alone in the fortress when Batman confronted him. You didn't verify, Bruce said. You didn't ask Jean. You didn't call Strange. You didn't even question the memory. Superman didn't turn around. He told me to stop him. And you believed that gave you the right to erase him? Clark's jaw tightened. I believed I was protecting the world. Bruce stepped closer. No, you were protecting your conscience. Clark finally faced him. If Logan ever became what the world feared. He didn't, Bruce cut in. Someone made him look like it. Clark's breath hitched. I know, he said quietly. I know now. Inside the Phantom Zone, Phoenix circled Logan like a flame around steel. You're evolving, she said. The zone stripped away your limits. Your healing factor adapted. Your mind stabilized. You're becoming something cleaner, sharper. Logan felt it. The rage was still there, but controlled, focused. No longer a chain. You used me, he said. Phoenix shrugged. I revealed you. You ruined my life. I freed you from pretending you weren't a weapon. Logan stepped forward, slowly, calmly. No, he said. You reminded me why I hate being one. The zone shook. For the first time since his imprisonment, Logan felt something new surge through him. Not rage. Not pain. Choice. Jean screamed as the psychic connection spiked. He's pushing back, she said. The zone can't contain him anymore. Strange opened a portal beside her. Then we're out of time. Cyclops looked at the assembled heroes. If Logan breaks out on his own. Storm finished the thought. The world will see it as an escape, not a rescue. Batman activated a contingency protocol. Then we breach first. Inside the zone, Phoenix's smile faded. You can't leave, she warned. You're bound now. Logan flexed his claws. They shimmered, cutting not space, not matter, but concept. Been bound my whole life, he said. Didn't stop me then. He slashed. The Phantom Zone screamed. Not metaphorically, actually screamed. Cracks spread across the void, radiating from Logan's strike. Phoenix staggered back, shocked. What are you? She whispered. Logan didn't answer. He didn't know yet. On Earth, alarms blared across every Justice League and Avengers system. Dimensional instability. Reality shear. Phantom Zone breach imminent. Superman felt it in his bones. He dropped to one knee. He's coming back, Clark whispered. Bruce watched the data spike. No, he said quietly. He's breaking out. Inside the collapsing zone, Phoenix retreated into fire. This isn't over, she hissed. When you return, they'll fear you. Logan's eyes burned with quiet fury. Let M, he said. I'm done being afraid of myself. The void shattered. Light poured in, and Logan stepped toward it, not as a weapon, but not as the man they remembered either. And as the breach widened, one truth became unavoidable. Wolverine hadn't been trapped to protect the world. He had been trapped to prepare him. And whatever was about to emerge, no one was ready for it. When Wolverine emerged, it wasn't through a portal. It was an eruption. The skies above Krakoa split open like torn fabric. Thunder cracked without clouds. And from the heart of a blinding rift came a silhouette, hunched, breathing heavy, steaming like a beast reborn. Wolverine hit the ground hard, but he didn't fall. He landed, knees bent, claws out, surrounded by scorched earth and silence. Everyone froze, not because they feared what had returned, but because something about him was different. His eyes no longer glowed. They burned, steady and sharp, not wild. The familiar twitch in his jaw was gone. The man who once roared in chaos now stood completely silent. Then he spoke. "Where's Superman?" No one answered, because no one wanted to be the one to say it. He was already here. Superman hovered above the trees, descending slowly. No cape fluttering, no glowing emblem, just weight, heavy, real. Clark landed 10 feet from Logan, hands open, shoulders down. "You broke out," he said quietly. Logan stared straight through him. "You put me in. I thought I was saving you. You thought wrong." Superman took a breath. "I saw what happened in Latveria." "No, you saw what she made you see." Logan stepped forward, one step, and Superman didn't move. "You trusted your fear over your eyes. Over me." "I trusted what you asked me to do," Clark said, voice low. "You told me to stop you if you ever." "I told you to stop me if I lost control," Logan interrupted. "You didn't even ask." Silence. "You didn't check with Jean, or Strange, or Beast. You executed me based on a feeling." Clark looked down. "I made a mistake." Logan's voice was cold steel. "That wasn't a mistake. That was a decision." Elsewhere, the fallout had already begun. The Avengers were split. Captain America stood with Storm, demanding accountability. Black Widow said nothing, just cleaned her pistol in silence. Tony Stark, torn between friendship and foresight, stayed behind closed doors, calculating probabilities no one wanted to hear. Even the X-Men weren't united. Some were angry Logan was back. Others were terrified he'd changed. Only Jean knew the truth. He hadn't changed. He'd awakened. The world watched the footage. Krakoa's skies cracking. Logan walking through flame. Superman facing him in silence. The internet spun in 1,000 ways. Wolverine returns after exile, declares war on Superman. Phantom Zone escape or mutant invasion? Did Superman betray Earth's strongest weapon? The governments panicked. The councils divided. And the heroes? They prepared for war. Because no matter how calm Logan looked now, they all remembered what he was capable of. And the Phantom Zone hadn't weakened him. It had perfected him. Back in Krakoa, Cyclops finally stepped between the two. Enough. Wolverine didn't blink. Cyclops turned to Clark. He deserves answers. Superman nodded. He does. Then he turned back to Logan. There's something I didn't tell anyone. Not even Bruce. Logan raised an eyebrow. I didn't send you alone. Wolverine froze. What? Superman looked away, ashamed. I didn't know what she was planning, not fully. But when you vanished, the zone didn't close. Someone else followed you in. Wolverine's mind reeled. Who? Superman whispered it. Laura, X-23. His clone. His daughter. His blood. She went in after him. Logan didn't speak. Didn't breathe. Didn't move. His heart had been hardened by war, loss, betrayal. But this broke something. He remembered every second of the zone, every lonely scream, every hallucination, every wound. And now he knew she had been in there too, alone, and he never felt her. She's still in there, Logan said. Superman nodded. We lost the trace months ago. I thought she didn't survive. Logan turned his back. You thought a lot of things. In Wakanda, Jean, Strange, and Black Panther activated a multiversal scan. They traced energy echoes from Logan's breach and found something terrifying. The zone wasn't sealed. It was leaking. Phoenix hadn't retreated. She was sending things through. Not just energy, not just whispers, weapons. The kind that don't walk, don't talk, but consume. Reality-hungry entities built from stolen pieces of Logan's mind. His fears, his rage, his memories. Weaponized guilt aimed at Earth. Jean gasped. She's building a copy of him. A darker Wolverine. One with no humanity left. Strange stepped back. She's not done with him. She's just getting started. At that moment, in the ruins of the Xavier Institute's old grounds, something clawed out of the soil. A creature, not Logan, but wearing his face. A half-grown mockery of his past, metal bone, red eyes, blackened skin, and a voice that hissed, "Where is she?" It vanished into the wind. Wolverine stood at the ocean cliff, claws sheathed, staring out at nothing. He could feel her now, Laura. Somewhere, deep in the place he had escaped, she was still fighting. And this time, he wasn't going to ask permission. Jean stepped beside him. "We'll go with you." He shook his head. "No, I started this. I end it." Jean didn't flinch. "You didn't start anything. They used you. All of us." Logan turned to her. "I'm not going back in to rescue someone." Jean frowned. "Then why?" Logan's voice was quiet. "I'm going back in to make sure no one ever uses us again." The portal opened wide, unstable and glowing red. Jean held it together with everything she had, sweat pouring, eyes lit with Phoenix fire. Her fire, not the other ones. Wolverine didn't hesitate. He stepped through and vanished. Not a word, not a look back. Because he knew, if he paused, they'd try to stop him. If he stayed, she would keep suffering. Inside the Phantom Zone, the silence was different now. The illusions were gone. The fire was real. The Phoenix, the Dark One, was waiting for him. But this time, Logan wasn't alone. He had clarity. He had focus. He had purpose. "You came back," the Phoenix said, hovering above him, flames swirling like a storm. Wolverine rolled his neck. "Didn't leave right." She smirked. "And what do you think you'll do? Save her? Save yourself." "I'm not here to be saved." Logan raised his claws. "I'm here to break this place apart, with you in it." The zone responded like a living organism. Walls twisted, time distorted. Phoenix unleashed everything. Illusions, clones, pain, guilt, old wounds, and Logan cut through every one of them. No hesitation, no mercy. And then he saw her, Laura, caged in light, her claws bloody, her body trembling but alive. He stepped forward. She raised her eyes, broken but burning. "You came," she whispered. "Damn right I did." He broke the cage with one strike. Phoenix shrieked. "You can't both leave. That's not how the zone works." Logan turned slowly. "We're not leaving," he said. "We're destroying it." He looked at Laura. "You ready, kid?" She nodded, weak smile forming. "Always." They stood side by side. Two weapons. Two survivors. And for the first time, two free people. Logan drove his claws into the ground. Laura did the same. Reality cracked. Phoenix screamed as the foundation of her stolen prison split beneath her. The Phantom Zone, ancient, cold, cruel, began to collapse. Not in chaos, but in rebellion. Wolverine wasn't escaping this time. He was ending it. On Earth, Jean collapsed as the connection snapped. The sky lit up with a blinding pulse. And then silence. No explosion. No wreckage. Just quiet. Everyone stared. Cyclops, Batman, Strange, Panther, Storm. Everyone waiting. Then a spark. Then a tear in the air. And from it, two figures emerged. Bloodied, burned, standing. Logan, Laura, alive, breathing, together. Logan looked up at the world that exiled him, feared him, used him. And he didn't growl. He didn't snarl. He smiled, just a little. He put his arm around Laura, looked at the stunned crowd, and simply said, "We're back. And this time, no more cages." End.